What is up, BYG family? Thank you guys for watching this video. It's a shorter one today. As you can tell, I am recording it in my home, but I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope you're having fun in this weather, in this snow and ice. It's a fun time. It's really rare for us here in the South, right? So I hope you guys are taking advantage of it and really enjoying it. I want to kick things off by asking you a question. What would you do if you were king or queen for the day? If you had all the power, if what you said goes, what would you choose to get? What would you do for other people, or what laws would you set up in place? You know, for me, I know, selfishly, I would have my servants constantly bring me Oreos and milk. I mean, I want a nonstop, bottomless pit of Oreos and milk whenever I want, okay? That's what I would have going. But I want you to imagine this. Yes, you get what you want when you're king or queen for the day, but imagine if everybody was king and queen for the day, that everybody had the power to get what they wanted. It would be chaos. It would be wild, because we'd all get what we wanted, but we all want different things. And it's kind of like life. We all want to get what we want. We all wish we could get whatever we wanted, but we do all want different things. And so how do we decide who gets what? You know, sometimes making the decision between what we want and other people want is very difficult. It's like when you get the remote to control the television, and you get to put on whatever show you want, and sure enough, you put on a show, and then you hear somebody say, I don't like this show. I don't want to watch this, I want to watch that. And you have the power. Ultimately, you have the power because you have the remote. So are you going to make that decision for you, or are you going to try to find something that everybody wants, which sometimes can be very difficult? This month, we've been talking about the rules and authorities in life. We've been talking about what it means to be free people. And we talked about the rule that God gives us, the law of love, to love God and to love others as we love ourselves. And we've been looking at James and what he wrote in his letter to the churches, because James wrote a letter to churches to help them understand how to live under this law. And in the second chapter of his letter, verses 12 and 13, he says, so whatever you say or whatever you do, remember that you will be judged by the law that sets you free. So he reminds us here, hey, this law of love, the law to love God and to love others, is not a law that's a cage. It's a law that's a key that opens the door and allows us to live freely as free people under God. So remember that. And then he says, remember that you will be judged by this law, that we are called to live under this law, that Jesus calls us to live under this law as his people. And then he goes on to say in verse 13, that there will be no mercy for those who have not shown mercy to others. No mercy for those who have not shown mercy to others. This is not a threat. Don't take it as a threat. But he's reminding us that, hey, justice has a way of coming around to those who act unjust. Whether in this life or in the next one, God might take care of it then. And then he goes on to say, but if you have been merciful, God will be merciful when he judges you. That God notices when we are kind to others, merciful, when we maybe look out for other people's wants instead of our own. You know, you have the freedom to choose however you want to treat people. You have that freedom. But we are called to live for others, to live for their wants, not just our own all the time. You know, Jesus tells us the second most important thing we can do is love other people. And James here is trying to tell us to remember the law of love and to remember to be merciful to other people, not judgmental to other people, not to judge them, but to show them mercy. You know, you get to decide how you treat people. You get to decide if you seek only your wants or the wants of other people. But I will tell you that you will never really live free if you only live for yourself. That's what Jesus and James are trying to tell us, that you're not going to live freely if you only live for yourself. That loving others and looking out for other people's wants, not just your own, will set you free, because this is a law of freedom, not a law that is a cage. But again, it's up to you. You can go around and make decisions that only benefit you, or you can remember that free people make decisions that benefit others. You know, Jesus calls us to be better, calls us to be more, because we've been shown grace and love by God, by him. And he tells us that anybody can seek out for their own will. Anybody can can only seek for what they want. But I want you guys to be better. I want you guys to be free people who make decisions that benefit other people, to seek after not just what we want, but what others want as well, what is best for the group. And that's a hard decision to make sometimes, but it is one that sets us free. So guys, I hope you remember that as you go on the rest of the days this week, and how you treat people, and how we remember how we live under this law of love. And I hope you guys remember that free people make decisions that benefit others. Remember that I love you, God loves you, and there is nothing you can do that will change that. Y'all have a great day.